What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jerica, and I'm finally back with yet another Ghetto Bible Tale. And today we're going to discuss Noah's Ark, the rainbow and all that. So get ready for this one. All right, y'all. So before we can get into the story about Noah's Ark and the Great Flood, we must first discuss the rules of context. I have a video that is dedicated to the rules of context. I will leave a link in the description box for that, but we're gonna run through them real fast, okay? Rule number 1 is language. The Bible wasn't originally written in English. It was originally written in ancient Hebrew, ancient Greek. Take that in consideration when you're reading it. Rule number 2 is history and culture. The history and culture of the Bible is of ancient Israel. Please keep that in mind and don't apply your modern day culture to the Bible. It won't work. Rule number 3, reading the Bible as a whole. The Bible is one cohesive body of work. Treat it as such. From Genesis to Revelation, everything ties and correlates with each other, so don't break it up. The final rule of context is the Holy Spirit. You must first talk to the Lord your God, ask him to bestow his Holy Spirit upon you so that it can be your teacher. Because without the Holy Spirit, you'll never understand anything. Once you gain an understanding of the rules of context, we can proceed on in our story. All right, so the story of Noah takes place in the book of Genesis, chapter 6. It goes through about 3 chapters, chapter 6 through chapter 9, I believe. And it goes a little something like this. It starts with the author saying that, the fallen angels have started having sex with the women and reproducing what we like to call Nephilim. So basically, once they fell from heaven, we just gonna call them demons. They start reproducing with human women. So they take on wives for themselves, start having sex with women and having babies. That's where we get something called Nephilim. We get giants. And that pisses God off. And also, like, when the fallen do what they do, they influence mankind to do a lot of bad and negative things that piss God off. And apparently it's not like written exactly what God was doing, but God makes the statement that he will not try and persuade men for much longer. So that leads me to believe that he had been sending prophet after prophet to try to talk to people and nothing was working. And so God was like, I'm patient, but like I'm not that patient. Like I'm not finna keep letting y'all act like this for long. Like I'm finna without there being repercussions, basically. So let me tell y'all how patient God is, because I just said all that. He said that he wasn't gonna be patient for long, but he literally gives them 120 years to get it right. So God was like, I ain't gonna be patient for long. And then 120 years go by and they still not doing what God wants them to do. They still being influenced by the fallen. They still living these crazy lives, these very sinful lives. And after 120 years, God was like, I'm done. And like people like to talk about God, specifically they be saying the Old Testament God. They be saying he is not patient. 120 years? He gave generation after generation time to get it right, and they still didn't. 120 years? That's a long time, y'all. That's a century. A century and a quarter? That's a long time to give somebody. And after 120 years, God begins to regret creating the world. But there was one person who God found grace in, and that was Noah and his family. Noah is one of the few people in the Bible that God actually like almost calls perfect, because he was impressed that Noah hadn't fallen to sin and corruption like the rest of humanity. And sometimes, most of the time, that's literally how it is. Like God be like, I'll save everybody, but there's just one. Like he did in the Sodom and Gomorrah situation. There's just one. And here is just Noah. But God tells Noah he about to destroy humanity. He instructs Noah to build a 3-story ark, aka a 3-story cruise ship. And the way like the Bible goes into specifics about how the ark was supposed to look. But the way God instructs Noah to build it, it functions more as like a barge, something that was meant to float as opposed to being steered. So, Noah, he don't question none of that. He obediently begins to get his materials together and build this ark. God never told him what exactly he was about to do. He just said, I'm about to destroy humanity. He didn't say how or why, but Noah just did what God told him to do. So imagine being Noah. These folks see him building this ark and everybody is just looking at him like he crazy, because why is you building a boat in the middle of the woods? Like, it don't make no sense. Because if you building a boat that big, how it's gonna get to the water in the middle of the woods? So everybody, everybody messing with him, calling him crazy for even doing that in the first place. Because why are you doing it? So then, after Noah builds the ark, God informs him that he is going to destroy the earth with a flood. And mind you, at this point in time, it has never rained on earth, ever. So God reveals that to him. When he reveals to him that he's going to destroy the earth with a flood, with water, he tells Noah to gather 2 of every animal and creepy crawler. And he tells him to gather food. So he told him to gather 7 pairs of every animal. So basically it's a male and female, but 7 pairs of them. So I used to think that it was just, okay, so he got 2 dogs on there, male and female. He got two tigers on there, male and female. Nah, it was 7 pairs of each species, male and female. And Noah did all this without question. Like, this dude was so obedient. He didn't say nothing. He just did it. After the ark is completed, God tells him to come into the ark, implying that he's already in there. And at that moment, God makes a covenant with Noah and his family. He closes the ark because all the animals are in there as well. And it started raining. I really can't imagine being Noah and seeing all these dead bodies that end up under the water. That's got to be a crazy feeling. Like, you see all this, your whole town is drowning. But anyway, it rained 40 days and 40 nights. Not to mention, it wasn't just water coming from the sky. The Bible said that rain shot out the ground too. So it's like water coming out the ground. It's water coming from the sky, and the water rises to cover mountains. And everything and everyone that was outside of this ark is dead. And this rain and flooding and water shooting out the ground lasted for 150 days. So that was half a year, 6 months, close to it rained. So 150 days, 150 days, Noah and his family and these stinking animals is on this ark just floating. Because like I told y'all, there's no steering wheel on the ark. It's built like a barge where it's supposed to just float. So if it's being steered, God's steering it. Noah can't steer it. So 150 days go by and they just floating on the water. And after 150 days, God turns his attention back to Noah. He made a wind pass over the ark, which calmed the water and stopped the rain. And over the course of a few months, the water starts lowering and the ark parked itself on a mountain. God was trying to preserve the ark. He wanted the ark to sit on top of the mountain and be this thing of reverence so people can see, about this great flood thing in the future. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it parked. So the ark parked on a mountain. So it's at the top of a mountain. What's that? Which mountain? Did I not write that down? Y'all, I can't pronounce these. Mount Ararat. Yeah, boat just sitting on top of a mountain for 40 days. So Noah sends out birds to check if the water has went down some more. He sent out the ravens and he sent out doves. The ravens didn't come back, but the doves returned with an olive branch. And then when he sent her out again, she didn't come back, which was a hint to him that she found somewhere to stay. So there was land. So a year after the flood, Noah, his family, and all them animals leave the ark. And Noah builds an altar and offers up sacrifice to God. God accepts the sacrifice and makes a promise. He will never ever destroy every living thing like this in this manner again. However, while the earth remains, cold, heat, winter, summer, and day and night shall not cease, because prior to this, there was no seasons. Like, it was just a beautiful weather all the time. But after all this, God was like, they don't deserve that. So you're going to get this extreme winter. You're going to get this extreme summer. You're going to get the extreme fall. You're going to get, okay, somebody say hello, hurricane season. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get all that because y'all wouldn't do right when it was peaceful weather. He promises mercy automatically because mankind's heart is evil from youth. Noah makes a covenant with God, and God gives him earthly dominion and permission to eat the animals and charge his fam to be fruitful and multiply. Now, what happens after that is we finally get some like words from Noah, because he didn't say much during all this. God did most of the talking, but Noah get drunk one night. He get drunk and he curses his son Ham and Ham's offspring while blessing the others. And I ain't gonna front, I don't understand why he did it. If you understand, please leave that in the comment section, because it was something I didn't really understand. Like, okay, like I guess he got mad at Ham because I guess Ham was kind of like poking fun at him being naked and drunk, and the other two brothers, they had covered him up. Okay, but that's your son Ham. But why he went so far to curse his grandson Canaan is beyond me. But my assumption for that is, I guess Canaan was going along with his father Ham, and they both was making fun of Noah, and he just cursed all the offspring of Ham and Canaan. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand why he did it. But he cursed Ham and his offspring while blessing the other two. And in the book of Genesis 10, you can see the genetic tree of all the people that Noah and them, like the bloodlines, like from the world. But anyway, that's the story of Noah, y'all. Oh, how did I forget to mention the rainbow? Okay, so yeah, when God made the promise that he wasn't gonna flood the earth, again, he wasn't gonna destroy humanity in that manner, because next time it's gonna be fire. But he put up a sign for his people to remember that this is his promise, and that was the rainbow. The rainbow is a symbol of God's promise to not destroy the earth with water. That was the promise that he made to Noah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Noah and the ark. But you do not have to take my word for it. You can go read it for yourself in the book of Genesis, chapter 6 through chapter 9. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I hope y'all like this. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to request a video, you can always leave a comment, and I will try to do it. Also, you can leave a comment on my website, Ghettobibletales.com. Scroll down to the request section. You can leave a request there, or you can hit me up on any of my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, what have you. I more than likely would see it if it was on Instagram or on YouTube, though, to be honest. But you can follow me at Ghettobibletales on TikTok and all that. And I just want to thank y'all for continuing to support this channel. Only bigger and better things are coming in the future. Yep, love y'all. And until next time, I'm out.